As we mentioned earlier, at this hour, President Trump and the First Lady are hosting their first official state visit with French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife. We expect to see them do a photo op for the press shortly just outside Mount Vernon, the home of George Washington. But beyond all the pomp and circumstance, there are some very big issues for the two leaders to discuss. Correspondent Kevin Corke starts us off tonight on this visit from the White House. Good evening, Kevin.
Hey there, my friend. You're right. An historic night coming up for the president as they host their very first state dinner. Now, actually, that is tomorrow night here at the White House. But as you mentioned, they'll be dining this evening over at Mount Vernon, spending time together. But ahead of all the pomp and circumstance, Brett, comes a great deal of concern about some U.S. positions on some pretty delicate international policies. All this happening in a week that will certainly be marked by diplomacy and some major decisions. It's a return engagement for the French leader. President Emmanuel Macron coming to the U.S. just 9 months after he rolled out the red carpet for President Trump on the Champs-Élysées.
This state visit is very important for our people and very important for us.
However, this time, the two men will discuss a host of pressing issues that threaten to divide the longtime allies. From the Iran nuclear deal, to the conflict in Syria, to what to do about North Korea's nuclear ambitions, transatlantic trade and tariffs, NAFTA, even the environment. All part of a high-stakes week of diplomacy that will also see German Chancellor Angela Merkel follow Macron's visit to the White House.
We have an incredibly good negotiator at the table for the United States, but what you do have are two leaders who have a great deal of respect for one another, who have a great friendship. Certainly both have a great deal of interest in doing what is best for their country.
Macron's visit continues a tradition that spans generations, but one that is increasingly strained by a politically truculent president whose America First agenda is now forcing allies to reevaluate their approach to transatlantic policy, like the U.S.'s role, for example, in the six-party Iran nuclear deal.
What is the what-if scenario, or your plan B? I don't have any plan B for nuclear against Iran.
Macron's comment drew a tweet from the Iranian foreign minister, who said he was correct in saying there's no plan B. It's either all or nothing. Not surprisingly, the White House bristled.
We certainly think that there should be a better deal, one that actually is positive, that works, and we don't really typically look to the leadership in Iran to determine what our foreign policy is.
While some policy experts believe that Macron and later Merkel could come up with enough concessions to keep the president on board, they also warn that time for European leaders is running out.
The president has been very clear that if the Europeans don't agree to fix some of the flaws in the deal, that on May 12th he will tear it up. So we still have a month or so to go. I'm hopeful that the United States and our European allies can come to an agreement to close some of the holes in the deal.
Holes like finding an agreement on ballistic missiles and inspections and even some of those sunset clauses. And there is renewed hope tonight here at the White House, Brett, that perhaps the White House could be close to achieving some of those concessions, but they're not announcing anything just yet. Back to you.
Kevin Corke live on the North Lawn. Kevin, thank you.